What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to more Madden 22 breakdowns. When they keep releasing trailers, they keep giving me content, so I keep pushing it out for you guys to keep you guys up to date on what is going on with Madden 22. Obviously, the release of Madden 22 is happening. Early access is on the 17th. Regular launch, worldwide launch, is on the 20th of August. So make sure you guys have it pre-ordered if you want to get it pre-ordered. If you guys are just going to wait for it on launch day to get it, that's totally fine too. I have mine. Actually, I'm pre-ordering mine this week, so I will have it ready by August. But today's video, obviously yesterday's video, we talked about the dynamic game day stuff that they released, because this week's Madden 22 information is all about dynamic game day. Last week we had franchise mode. This week we have dynamic game day. So we broke down some of the stuff in like a 20-second trailer. There was just a few clips that we broke down in that video. But now they released yesterday during that video, or actually a little bit after that video. I had not seen it yet until I already watched the 20-second trailer. But they released yesterday the actual like 5-minute dynamic game day trailer. And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. So if you guys are excited, make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. I am pretty curious to see what they have in Dynamic Game Day. Obviously, it's basically just NCAA, but let's see what they have. So it's, like I said, it's about 5 minutes long, a little under 5 minutes. I'm going to put these bad boys in, and we're going to get to it. We are going to get to it. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play.
What's up, everyone? Clint Oldenburg here, gameplay producer of Madden NFL 22. Today I'm thrilled to bring you some details on Madden 22's all-new Dynamic Game Day feature and the 3 components that combine to create it. You'll also learn about core gameplay improvements including player movement, catching, blocking, and tackling. Let's get into it. Dynamic Game Day is a next-gen feature that delivers on the raw energy and emotion of NFL game days through 3 core components.
Can you stop pausing, please? Oh, what happened? It just froze?
And next-gen stats star-driven AI. Dynamic Game Day deepens the gameplay experience through new levels of strategy, unique storytelling, and immersive stadium atmospheres. It also makes every snap and every game feel like a new challenge and impacts gameplay across every mode. Let's dive into the details, starting with Game Day Atmosphere. Game Day Atmosphere enhances every game of Madden 22 by bringing to life the unique characteristics and personality of each NFL stadium, as well as the real-world emotion, intensity, and fun of Game Day. Some examples of how atmosphere can impact gameplay include crowd noise making it tougher for the quarterback to hear a call or make an audible at the line, or a receiver to miss a hot route just like they might in real life. This all ties into the next component of Dynamic Game Day, an all-new game mechanic called Game Day Momentum. Game Day Momentum allows you to feel the highs and lows of the momentum swings of every game with the performance-based momentum meter and its in-game perks known as M Factors. As momentum is gained and lost, M Factors will affect teams in unexpected ways. Some M Factor impacts include leaving a kicker in the ice state, receiver icons going missing, or making a hot route become more difficult to perform. We're also introducing home field advantage in Madden 22. Every NFL stadium in the game features a unique M Factor that, when triggered, can unlock a special boost created for each NFL team's environment. The home team will always have 1 extra M Factor in the momentum meter, simulating the difficulty of winning on the road in the NFL. These unique M Factors will be the first to unlock when a momentum shift happens. Here are some examples of the effects of home field advantage in different stadiums. Now, onto the third component of Dynamic Game Day, Next-Gen Stats Star-Driven AI. Over the last 2 years, more than 80% of games have been played against the CPU. By leveraging the NFL's next-gen stats, we've upgraded AI player behaviors and team tendencies so that single-player games will feel just as deep and meaningful as playing against other humans. For individual AI players, next-gen stats are now used to drive player tendencies like these. For Team AI, each team will have its own personality, play calling style, and team tendencies, all driven by next-gen stats. For example, defenses like the Steelers who like to blitz will challenge your pocket presence on offense. Playing against a run-heavy team like the Ravens will be a completely different experience than playing the pass-heavy Bills. In Play Now and Franchise, these tendencies will evolve all season long as team stats change, either in the real world or within your franchise sim, so that each game will feel as fresh as each week in the NFL season. Next up, core gameplay improvements. We've gone even deeper with next-gen player movement this year, making players even more authentic and explosive in their movements and interactions, and added more nuance, context, and intelligence. In addition to more route running and player speed data, you'll also see the following. And that's not all. Expect more control when it comes to catching, like independent player battles for balls in the air, improved sideline catch flip detection, and more control and responsiveness in turning up the field after a catch. Tackling improvements include big, bruising ball carriers will be more likely to fall forward in tackles, whereas smaller, more agile ball carriers will not be picking up those extra yards. And we improved blocking too. Passing pockets will form deeper and faster around the quarterback. And expect run blocking momentum enhancements like more animation variety, while opening up dynamic running lanes, ensuring momentum is properly reflected on both sides of the ball. Thanks for spending your time with us to learn more about Dynamic Gameday and Madden NFL 22. Stay tuned to EA Sports Madden NFL 22 channels for more information on the game ahead of the worldwide launch on August 20th, 2021.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. There we have it. That was a lot of information. I don't even know really where to start. Okay, let's just get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. So the first thing we got a couple in-game things. Tom Brady flipping the ball. There's Kyle Pitts, Matt Stafford getting the Rams all hyped up. So first thing we get is a little bit more gameplay, it seems.
And the three components that combine to create.
That looks good. I'm happy, on a little side note, I'm happy that they added in, I don't know if you can see it right there. That's probably not the best angle to see it. Let me see if I can find it.
Components that
There, I guess you can kind of see it. They added in Derrick Henry's ponytail instead of just giving him just regular long hair like they have in previous Maddens. I'm glad they did that. That's a nice little change. And it's just a little side note.
combine to create it. You'll also learn about core gameplay improvements, including player movement, catching, blocking, and tackling.
I'm glad they updated player movement, because one of the things I talked about in yesterday's video and in previous videos before that is that I was worried because people that played the beta had said that Madden 22 feels like exactly like Madden 21 Next Gen. The gameplay just feels the exact same. The player movement feels the exact same. It feels clunky. It feels slow. It feels just like it just feels unnatural, basically. So hopefully they adjusted that, and by these in-game clips, it looks like they did. It doesn't look like Madden 21 Next Gen, but that's without me actually getting in and playing it and feeling how it plays. So for right now, it's a small W, but we'll have to actually get in and play it. And then we get into Dynamic Game Day components. So we got Game Day Atmosphere, Game Day Momentum, and then Next Gen Stat Star Driven AI. That's actually a really, really cool addition that they're adding in, is the AI they're updating for when you play single player, when you play just like a franchise mode, which is awesome because the AI struggles sometimes. That's why people have to make these unbelievably hard sliders to give them an actual challenge, because the AI just isn't good. So let's get into the first thing. We've got Game Day Atmosphere. Look how good Michael Thomas looks, by the way. This looks almost exactly like Michael Thomas. They did really good with the face scans on these players. He looks really good. And then Odell looks really good too. I don't know what they did. I don't know how face scan technology works, but it works really well. And I think I saw this on Twitter. People were upset, especially specifically one guy, I forget his username, but he was upset because Jamal Adams did not have any tattoos in Madden 22. And I think the only people to have tattoos in Madden are Odell Beckham Jr. and Mike Evans. I think they're the only two guys that have tattoos in Madden. So I don't know why that is, but maybe they have licensing where those are the only two guys that can have tattoos. But I don't know. They're the only ones that do. That would be something cool to add to your creative character or whatever, would be giving them tattoos. All right, so we start with Game Day Atmosphere. We got updated broadcast package featuring next-gen stats. So maybe we'll get some more original and fresher Game Day broadcasting lines from Charles Davis and Brandon Gaudin, because previously they would just repeat the same boring, same monotone, same robotic sentences and phrases every single game in every single franchise, no matter what happened. It was just, I usually play Madden on mute and then listen to something else because I just can't stand the broadcast, the commentary. I can't stand it with Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis because they've been the same for about 5 years now, 6 years even, and they just say the same stuff. So maybe adding in them talking about next-gen stats will freshen it up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I won't always play it on mute. I probably still will. Then we got super fans, which is pretty cool. So we'll get some particular like super fans in the crowd, which is pretty cool. New crowd animations. It seems like they're going really hot and heavy in the crowd, which is cool. But does the crowd animations really matter? I mean, it's a small thing. Obviously, it does matter. But in the grand scheme of things, we're just trying to have a good game. The crowd really doesn't matter that much. It's nice to have these improvements, but maybe they could have focused on something else. I don't know. I'm just saying. We got momentum-driven sideline reactions, which is cool because the sideline usually does the same thing over and over again in previous versions. So maybe adding this will freshen it up a little bit. And then we got new celebrations, which is a big one. I've been asking for years to have new celebrations, and I've been asking specifically for player-specific celebrations like Ezekiel Elliott's Feed Me, or Justin Jefferson's Gritty Dance, or Aaron Rodgers' Discount Double Check. Specific players have specific dances they do in the end zone, so I want to have the choice to do that, and I don't think we're getting that, but at least we're getting some updated celebrations. Then we move on to, there's the crowd. Jalen Hurts trying to figure out what the play call is. Tua's trying to figure it out. This is a little bit annoying. I'm a little bit upset about this. So they said that the hot routes could be affected by the crowd. And obviously I know that's more realistic, but that's going to get annoying if you're down by a touchdown, late fourth quarter, a minute left to go, and you're trying to make a hot route and the crowd's like pumping the stadium and you can't get that hot route off. That's going to be a little bit annoying. So I don't know. It's going to be a little bit of a love-hate relationship probably with that game day atmosphere and stuff. So I'm a little bit worried about that. I mean, yeah, we say we want a really realistic game, but at some point we just want to play the game. So, and we don't want the crowd to actually affect us that much, especially if, now I don't know if this is working in competitive or not. I don't know if game day momentum is in competitive, but if it is, that's going to suck for those guys. That's for sure. That is going to actually suck for them. So I'm a little bit worried about that. We've got all these player models look really good. Tua looks really good. Stephon Diggs looks really good. I already talked about how he looked really good. Ryan Tannehill looks really good. Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo look good. So all those player models look really good. Then we got game day momentum. So we start off with this. And this feels almost exactly like the old NCAA momentum meter. It's just updated and looks a bit different, but it feels almost exactly the same, and it works almost exactly the same. So I figured they would just take it from NCAA, which is what they did with the actual just atmosphere of the crowd and stuff. So we get a momentum shift, and we get a little bit more insight into what this is with the I think they call them M factors or something like that. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but we get a little bit look at the defensive one. So the home team always has an extra one, which is this check down one, the final one, I'm assuming. Or maybe not. No, it's this one because they have check down and they have adrenaline and check down. So it's this extra one right here. I figured because they circled it that'd be the new one, but I didn't know. So the home team will always have an extra one to give them the home field advantage, which is obvious because you want to have the home field advantage. But it looks like, wait, what was that? Can we get a quick check at that? So we got swagger, dance, spike, and signature. So those are all the same things. Okay, so then we got the Seahawks getting iced, and he misses it horribly. There's only 5-mile-per-hour winds going to the left, so how did he not time this right? But he misses it horribly. And then we've got the missing icons when it gets crazy. So this is probably triangle and this is probably circle. So I mean, if you just know how to play the game, if you know the game, you shouldn't be confused by that because you can see. Actually, this is on Xbox, so this is probably X, and this is probably what what's the button on the Xbox? No, this is probably Y. This is probably X. Or no, this is Y. Who's okay? Let me take. I don't know Xbox as well as I know PlayStation, so let me take a look. So B's out there. So this is probably A, and this is probably X. Yeah, there we go. I forgot A. I know PlayStation better, okay? But if you know the controller and you know if you've played it before, you obviously know what buttons are missing. So that's not going to be too difficult. And then we get to the hot route. There's again the hot route thing. So Juju's probably circle on there. No, he's probably square. Excuse me. He's probably square on this, which would be X in Xbox. And this is going to get a little bit annoying if your receiver can't get a hot route because the crowd's going crazy. That's going to get a little bit annoying, but we'll see how it works in game. Maybe it won't be too bad. Maybe it won't affect it too much. So I'm a little bit worried about that. And there's Juju not being able to hear the hot route. This is interesting. This is what I was really curious about. I reacted to this like facially, if that's a word, or that's how you'd want to say it. So we got all 32 teams here, I think, right? Yeah, all 32 teams, and we have their different names, I guess, names for like the stadium. Is that right? Or I guess just like how their stadium's going to affect, because we got bear down for the Bears, we got bolt up Chargers, dog pound for the Browns, deflected for the Cowboys, downwind for the Bills, Duval for the Jaguars, fire cannons for the Bucks, go pack go for the Packers, hat count for the Colts, home of the Chiefs for the Chiefs, just win baby for the Raiders, keep pounding Panthers, linked in because they play at Lincoln Financial. So for the Eagles, Made in the Shade for the Dolphins, Mile High for the Broncos, Motor City for the Lions, Our House for the Patriots, Rams House for the Rams, Rise Up for Atlanta, Rise Up Red Sea for the Cardinals, Skull for the Vikings, Terribly Distracting for the Steelers. That's the most bland and basic name ever. I understand why, because they have the terrible towels and stuff, but it's a stupid name. The Bullpen for the speaking of stupid names, the Bullpen for the Texans, because they're Bulls, so they had to have the bullpen. The 12s for the Seahawks, Tighten Up for the Titans, Trust the System for the Ravens, Turf War for both the Jets and the Giants, Unstable Ground for the 49ers along with the football team, Who Dat for the Saints, and Who Day for the Bengals. So I don't know if they're changing some of the logos, because the Falcons logo is different. The Titans logo is different. The Ravens logo is different. The Jets logo is different. Bengals are back to the old Bengals logo. The Bears are back to the old Bears logo. Rams are a different logo now. I don't know. The Browns are even a different logo. That's a different Browns helmet. I don't know if they're changing some of the logos in the league or updating them, I guess. But that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of this ATL. I'm a fan of the Bengals old logo. The Jets is fine, I guess. Who else? Titans are okay. They've had that logo before. Rams is okay. Bears I like. The only one I don't like is this Ravens B. I just stick with the Raven. What was wrong with that? So this is all interesting. Let me hear what the dude's saying about this. Let me just go back and let me hear what he's saying about it.
We're also introducing home field advantage in Madden 22. Every NFL stadium in the game features a unique M factor that, when triggered, can unlock a special boost created for each NFL team's environment. The home team will always have one.
So basically, if you go to, so each stadium has a specific advantage. So obviously, if you go to a cold city like Chicago or Philadelphia, they're going to have the windy factor. If you go to Kansas City or Seattle, they're going to have the noise factor. If you go to, I don't even know, if you go to Miami or Jacksonville, I guess they're going to have like a heat factor maybe. I don't know if that affects anything. If you go to Denver, they got the atmosphere. So, good improvement? Yes, I guess we'll have to wait and see. A lot of this stuff you can't really tell if it's good or not because you got to get actually in the game and find out. So is there any different celebrations in that? Swagger, dance, spike, and signature. No, there wasn't any new ones. They showed the same clips from the last one. Now we get star-driven AI. All right, so this one says ball carry speed for Christian McCaffrey is 20.8 miles per hour. So they're giving you just more information. So last season, deep passing for the Chargers quarterback. Deep pass QBR was 104.7, and then he's got all these different stats in here for Justin Herbert. So you just get a little bit more information. Player tendencies powered by next-gen star-driven AI. All right. So we got QB decision-making under pressure, QB pass aggressiveness, QB pass success on the run, ball carrier tendencies around breaking and evading tackles, QB time to throw, QB scramble frequency, and more. So they're just updating basically the quarterback on how he plays against you, like AI versus you. So that's good because sometimes in previous versions of Madden, the quarterbacks and just the players in general would make stupid decisions, or they wouldn't see the open man, or they wouldn't make the right throw, the right read because just they were bad AI. So maybe this is going to help it. I don't know. They would always tend to throw to double coverage sometimes, and you get easy picks. So maybe this is going to stop that. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Again, we'll have to find out when we get in the game. It seems like good improvements, but who knows? And by the way, let's take a minute to admire the Bengals' new uniforms. They look pretty clean. Pretty clean. I'm a fan of the white with the black trim with the claw marks or whatever. I'm a fan of that. It looks good. They got the nice black pants to go with it with the orange trim around it, the orange helmet. I feel like if they're going to go with the all whites, well, they're not in the all whites, but if they tend to do all whites for like alternates and stuff, they should go with a white helmet too. That would be pretty cool, like the white tiger or the white Bengal tiger. They should do that. That'd be pretty cool. So we get a chance to look at, and this is interesting too. So he says in here that when you're playing the AI, when you're playing certain teams, their play style will play more like real life. So the Steelers are known for their blitzing tendencies because they have fast linebackers. So when you play the Steelers in your franchise, they will be more likely to blitz than another team. And then when you play who they use the example to next, the Ravens. They run the ball more, so you're gonna have to defend the run even more than you would against a normal team because they have Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins and all that stuff. So and when you play the Bills, you have to defend the pass more. So you have to make sure your cornerbacks and your safeties. Make sure your quarterbacks and your safeties are ready to go because Josh Allen's going to be chucking that ball all across the field. So at least it gives you more things to think about. It makes you question whether your team is good enough because you got to contain the run. Is your offensive line good enough to stop the blitzing linebackers from the Steelers? Is your corner good enough to stop Stephon Diggs and the Bills? Is your linebacker good enough to stop J.K. Dobbins from the Ravens or stop Lamar Jackson? So it gives you more stuff to think about. It gives you better insight to building your team because you got to build your team to stop every other team, and you can find specific pieces. Like let's say you get a shutdown corner to stop the pass heavy teams like the Chiefs and the Bills. You get a really fast, strong linebacker to stop the run heavy teams. You get a good stud left and right tackle to stop those blitzes off the edge from the linebacker, from the blitzing heavy teams like the Steelers. So this is good. I like this. I like that you have to actually add different specific players in specific situations so that you can actually stop the team that you're playing, and it actually matters more. By the way, this jump, that's clean right there from Justin Jefferson. That's pretty clean. Maybe they're adding in new hurdle animations because that looks like a new hurdle animation the way that he did that. So I don't know. Then we get strip animations. Maybe there's going to be strips in the game, actually more accessible and more easy to do. And by the way, Jalen Smith's now number 9. I didn't realize that. But low key, this strip animation looks
or
clean.
within your franchise.
That looks pretty
so
clean.
that each
And another thing that just reminded me right there as that man picks it up. I can't tell who that is. I can't read that name. But the fumble mechanics in Madden previously are absolutely god awful, just horrible. That you would have a strip sack fumble and the ball would be there for 30 seconds before a player actually realized what happened and turned around and got it. That would never be the case. Unless the player in real life didn't see the ball, he would always just automatically jump on it. So this is a little promising that you strip that ball from Saquon Barkley and your player's already right there to pick it up and go the other way. So that's a good thing. Maybe they fixed fumble mechanics. I don't know. Maybe they fixed the fumble AI. I hope so, because that's tremendously bad. And then we get to core gameplay improvements, which is player movement and stuff. Travis Kelce looks pretty good here. This honestly looks the same as Madden 21. When he says that they've changed the toe tapping animation, or they've changed the toe tapping like mechanics and stuff, it honestly just looked the same, at least in this trailer.
context and intelligence.
So
In addition to more route running,
are we gonna get it? Don't they show a highlight there? Oh, here it is. Okay, we'll get to it. So we've got player movement updates on next gen, not on. It seems like they specifically had to put on next gen, and then it's not going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. So max effort animations for all players when running at top speed. Okay, so maybe that's like different spins or jukes or something, or break tackles. More responsive control for QBs to and from scramble. All right. Signature releases and cuts for receivers and route running. Ooh, okay. So maybe they'll be more precise on their cuts when they're running routes and stuff. That's pretty cool. More control when turning up the field after a catch. I like that, because sometimes you would not have full control of your receiver still as you're trying to turn up the field, and they would just run out of bounds and the play would be over, which would be very frustrating. And contextual intelligence in tackling. Touch player down, sideline tackles, an early hurdle, and more. Okay, so contextual intelligence when tackling. So just better movements, better AI, I guess, when you're tackling, when you're touching a player down and stuff. They're going to be more likely to do it, I guess, because they've added this new intelligence and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And then we get to, this is actually pretty cool too.
catching, like independent player battles for balls in the air.
Independent player battles, because you know that it's super easy to intercept passes in Madden 21. So maybe this is going to give it a little bit more of a challenge to go on those 50-50 balls, and actually your receiver comes down with it and not be picked off. Because in real life, there's some things in Madden that you just can't have. Like throwing a corner route in Madden is almost impossible. You have to be so separated from the safety or from the corner that you're playing against to be able to throw that, because it's so easy to intercept corner routes. And in the NFL, corner routes are one of the best routes in the league. Players throw that all the time in the end zone. It's just so easy to intercept it in Madden. It's frustrating because corner routes are OP, but you can't throw them because in Madden, the safety that's covering will be able to undercut that and jump and intercept it. It's super easy to do. So it's just a little bit frustrating that corner routes are one of the better plays in actual real life football, and yet in Madden they can't be used really because they get intercepted too easily. So you can't even use them against the AI really because they get intercepted so easily. So that's a little bit annoying. That's been a thing for a while. And this is what I was talking about, where this looks exactly the same as Madden 21 with DK catching that on the sideline and toe tapping. So I don't know what that was. But this is what I was talking about when the gameplay looks a lot better than actually Madden 21 Next Gen.
And more control and responsiveness
because the running
in turning up the
it
field
still looks a little clunky, but it looks better than Madden 21 Next Gen. So I'm a little bit excited for that. And it looks like they were saying, you have more control turning up the field, because normally, if we go back a little bit, normally when Zeke would catch this, he'd just go straight out of bounds, or get really close to the sideline and not be. There would never be this much space in between a player and the sideline in Madden 21 or previous Maddens, because they would just automatically just go right out of bounds or get really close and stuff. So that's pretty good.
Responsiveness in turning.
I like that. That's a good addition. Then we got Nick Chubb just running over an absolute massacre of that man. We got Darius Leonard bringing down, who is that? Corey Davis. Okay. Daniil Hunter. This is actually interesting what he says here.
Extra yards. And we improved blocking too. Passing pockets will form deeper and faster around the quarterback.
So passing pockets will form deeper and faster around the quarterback. We all know how bad offensive linemen are in Madden. We all have been through it. We've all had left tackles completely just not block a player. We've all had offensive linemen just stand there as a lineman just goes, or a defensive lineman just runs past you, or a linebacker just goes right past you and sacks the quarterback. So hopefully this is the start of them changing that, because that's super annoying. So I hope this is them changing that. And then we got Jonathan Taylor going through, and it looks like this guy's getting pancaked over here, so that's good. And then this is just closing it out.
Thanks for spending your time with us.
So that's not the gritty dance, but that looks like a different celebration. We've never seen a celebration like that. And this is a new team celebration with Derek Carr and the Raiders, which is cool. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the breakdown. I am excited. I keep saying this every time we do one of these breakdowns. I'm excited for Madden 22. I am. But I'm also very, very nervous and very, very skeptical of what could happen. Because I've said this before, EA has let us down time and time again. So until I get the game, and until we get through a month or two, we get after September when we get that scouting update, and we get through a couple months of the game being out, and we're seeing some of the bugs, and we're seeing some of the glitches, and we're seeing some of the stuff that they didn't change, who knows if I'm still going to think it's a W. Maybe I'll think it's a sucky game, and it'll be just trash, and I'm going to be upset at it every time and stuff. So maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe that's just inevitable for Madden now, that people are just going to think it's a garbage game because of the reputation, and no matter what happens in the game, it's just going to still continue to be a trash game. I don't know. Maybe this is the start of them building their reputation back up. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to be good because of their track record. They don't have the best track record when it comes to making good games. Not anymore, at least. They used to make good games. Back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, those games were awesome. But now, ever since Ultimate Team, and I can't put full blame on Ultimate Team, it has been a pretty big contributor to the game sucking, but there's other reasons why too. So I'm a little bit skeptical, I'm a little bit nervous, but I am excited to actually see how this game does. And maybe this is the start. Maybe this is the start of something brand new with Madden. Maybe this is the start of them actually wanting to make a good game again. So I really hope it is. On August 17th, I will have the game. I don't know if I'll actually have videos out on August 17th. I will try, but I probably won't be able to. I don't know what day the August 17th is. Hopefully it's like a Tuesday or a Monday or something, so that I can actually get the content out. I don't know. But I'll try. But that's going to do it for this breakdown. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys want to go check this out for yourself, just go to the Madden NFL 22 Twitter, official Twitter handle, and they have it all there. I also retweeted it on my channel, or on my Twitter, so if you want to go to my channel, at wait_what12345, if you want to go check that out as well on Twitter. So that's going to do it for me. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. If you think this is a W, if you think this is an L, if you like the game day improvements, if you have any opinions on what you think they need to add more, or if you think they've done everything right, let me know down in the comments what you guys' overall opinion of what Madden 22 is going to be. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.